Okay, if you're in a band and you're staying at the Motel 6 and you add a band member and now you're at the Ritz-Carlton, keep your issues to yourself. All right? You went from a Motel 6 in a sketchy part of town to a Four Seasons in the shopping district. Stop.
27 million viewers witnessed an unforgettable moment at the WNBA All-Star game. But what happened after the final buzzer is what truly set the basketball world on fire. The post-game press conference didn't just raise eyebrows, it ignited a full-blown controversy, forcing fans, players, and media alike to pick a side. And when Colin Cowherd stepped to the mic, there was no holding back. What followed was one of the harshest, most blistering critiques in recent sports media memory, aimed directly at Los Angeles Sparks star Kelsey Plum. This wasn't just another sports debate. It was a conversation about respect, gratitude, and the dangerous gamble of biting the hand that feeds you. And make no mistake, Colin Cowherd was furious. Saturday night in Indianapolis at Gainbridge Fieldhouse was supposed to be a celebration, a showcase of the WNBA's brightest stars on its biggest stage. Instead, the 2025 All-Star Game became the backdrop for what many are calling one of the most tone-deaf moments the league has seen in years.
It was a very powerful moment. We didn't, at least as players, we didn't know that that was going to happen. So I think it was kind of like a genuine surprise, but the t-shirt, just united front was determined this morning, that we had a meeting for. And, not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. But no, we were just, we had a very,
that really needed to be mentioned.
I'm trying to make a situation light, okay? But yeah, no, I think it was just all of us getting on the same page for the game. We wanted to do something that was just united and collective, and I thought that it was a very powerful moment and got the point across. And sometimes
during warm-ups, both All-Star teams took the floor wearing black t-shirts emblazoned with a bold, unmistakable message: "Pay us what you owe us." The crowd erupted. 27 million viewers watched as WNBA players stood united, making a powerful statement about contract negotiations and long-standing salary disputes. It was organized, it was intentional, and it sent shockwaves throughout the basketball world. But then, everything took a sharp turn. In the post-game press conference, Kelsey Plum, one of the league's premier sharpshooters since 2017, shifted the spotlight in a way no one expected. Instead of keeping the focus on unity, she chose to throw Caitlin Clark under the bus. And she didn't do it subtly. She didn't do it diplomatically. She did it with calculated precision, the kind that makes your blood boil.
A terrible PR decision, judging by the response on social media. It was a PR disaster. All right, an absurd move right before the All-Star.
It was a very powerful moment, Plum said, reflecting on the t-shirt protest. As players, we didn't even know it was going to happen. And then came the sharp blow. Plum went on to single out Caitlin Clark's All-Star team, pointing to their absence from the meeting where the t-shirt demonstration had been organized. In one sentence, the tone shifted from unity to division, and what had been a collective statement suddenly became a public call-out. That's when the moment stopped being about the message, and started being about who was missing.
Shirts don't bother me, but why do you take a shot at the Golden Goose, Caitlin Clark? You guys were flying before she arrived on one of those airlines that made you pay for a cup of water. One of those airlines that is the planes are the color of a highlight.
Let that sink in for a moment. The very player who single-handedly helped turn women's basketball from a niche product into must-watch television was now being publicly criticized, not by outsiders, but by a veteran who should have been expressing gratitude instead. Fans erupted. Social media spiraled into chaos. And by Monday morning, the gloves were off. On the Herd with Colin Cowherd on Fox Sports 1, Cowherd came ready for war. He didn't mince words. He didn't soften the message. "Stop talking," Cowherd snapped, his voice rising with every sentence. "Why are you taking a shot at the Golden Goose?" In that moment, the debate stopped being about an all-star game and became a referendum on respect, awareness, and knowing exactly who keeps the lights on.
And the t-shirts. I think you have leverage. I think you deserve more than 9%. But it's just misstep after misstep. It's time to grow up, girls.
But that was only the opening shot. What followed was a verbal takedown that will be replayed and remembered for years. You went from a Motel 6 in a sketchy part of town to a Four Seasons in the shopping district. Cowherd fired off, his metaphor landing like a freight train. And now you're taking shots at the person who got you the upgrade. And he wasn't finished. Keep your issues to yourself and start showing some appreciation for what Caitlin Clark has brought to the WNBA, Cowherd continued, his frustration pouring through the airwaves. Grow up. In that moment, it wasn't analysis anymore. It was a warning.
Profitable as women's basketball gets better, as the Caitlin Clark momentum train gets bigger. I mean, this year she's not playing well, she's hurt, she's not there for all the games, so this is actually not as great.
What makes Cowherd's outrage so powerful and so justified are the numbers. They leave little room for debate and should give every WNBA veteran serious pause before criticizing Caitlin Clark. Before Clark joined the league, WNBA games averaged around 400,000 viewers on a good night. This season, games featuring Clark's Indiana Fever are consistently drawing over 1.7 million viewers, with several matchups soaring past 3 million. That represents a staggering 170% year-over-year increase in television ratings. And the attendance figures tell an even more striking story. The Fever sold out 17 of their 20 home games, while road arenas, venues that once struggled to reach half capacity, are now selling out whenever Indiana comes to town. This isn't hype. It isn't opinion. It's measurable impact, and it's exactly why Cowherd's warning landed so hard.
From an average walk-in price of $121 to 64 bones. $64 to get in once Caitlin Clark's injury came out that she wasn't going to play. And I'm very interested to see what those ratings.
For 27 years, the league has operated at a loss, bleeding an estimated $10 to $12 million annually. This season, for the first time in its history, the WNBA is projected to approach profitability. And the driving force behind that turnaround has a name: Caitlin Clark. That's what made Cowherd's rant hit so hard. It wasn't just the volume. It was the truth. Kelsey Plum, for all her talent, has never moved the needle for women's basketball the way Clark has, and Clark did it in one single season. This is the rare player who doesn't just play the game, but changes its gravity. The kind who turns casual viewers into fans and empty seats into sellouts. Cowherd drove the point home, his voice carrying the weight of the numbers before asking the question no one could dodge. And you're taking shots at her? That's when criticism turned into disbelief, and disbelief turned into a warning.
What she was doing, she knew she was being shitty, and she was. That's what she was doing. She knows Caitlin Clark's got a ton of fans that support her, and she purposely gave her a double.
The irony is impossible to miss. Plum and other WNBA veterans are demanding higher salaries, which is fair. But at the same time, they're taking shots at the one player who is actually making those higher salaries possible. It's like complaining about the size of your slice while spitting in the face of the person who baked the pie. To understand why Cowherd's defense of Caitlin Clark landed so hard, you have to look at what she's accomplished in less than a year as a professional. Clark shattered the NCAA Division I all-time scoring record, men's or women's, finishing with 3,685 career points. She led Iowa to back-to-back national championship games, something no program had done since 2009. Her college games routinely outdrew men's March Madness matchups, including the national title game itself. This isn't hype. It's precedent. Colin Cowherd didn't hesitate to make that clear after Kelsey Plum publicly criticized Clark. He framed Plum's comments not as leadership or honesty, but as poor judgment, and warned that taking shots at the league's lone transcendent star isn't just bad sportsmanship. It's economic suicide. Clark has taken a league that was struggling and pushed it toward thriving, boosting TV ratings, selling out arenas, driving endorsements, and generating revenue, all in her first season. Plum, despite her talent and accomplishments, has never moved the needle like that. Cowherd's message was blunt and unmistakable. Appreciate the player driving your success. Protect the golden goose. Stop letting resentment sabotage the league. Because the WNBA has something it hasn't had in decades, a true transcendent star. And how the veterans respond now may determine whether Caitlin Clark becomes the face of the league for years to come, or decides to take her talents somewhere else.